Thanks for staying with us. Let's look at the detail now. And former Deputy Chairman of the Electoral Commission, David Kanga, has called for creation of an Electoral Reforms Commission. David Kanga said the commission should, through consultations on proposed reforms, produce a holistic report for implementation.
What for you do you make of the current state of IPAC?
I think that IPAC maybe even needs a new name because the Inter-Party Advisory Committee as it stands now is not the proper name.
Why do you say so?
It's not an advisory committee. It is an interactive committee. That's what it was meant to be. It wasn't actually to be an advisory committee. Then, secondly, the way it is, the way it functions, may have to be looked at carefully to make it more open and less controlled by a chairman. In fact, it doesn't have to have a chairman as such. It needs to have a moderator, a facilitator, so that people, the various members or various parties taking part will be more free to say what they like and what they have, and then not expect anybody to try to direct their thinking.
Changing the name, one would argue that might not necessarily be any new thing, but I mean, you could just do the declaration by changing the name, but its work is what is important now. If the parties have been meeting, for instance, before the 2012 elections, they have been having series of IPAC meetings, but at the end of the day, some of the parties had indicated that there was no agreement of the sort between them, the parties, and the Electoral Commission before some of the programs were rolled out. That
is exactly why I said the name has to change, because those statements were made based on a thinking that IPAC is an advisory committee, therefore they go there and there must be agreement. Whether there is agreement or not, the IPAC the commission can go ahead and do whatever it wants to do. It is supposed they're just to be there for consultation. The key word is consultative. It is to be consultative. It's not advisory in the strict sense. The Latin word, in which case, when you say advisory, you're also saying that you are warned. Since 1968, the major opportunity we have had is the 1992 Constitution, where we put in some changes to the structure of electoral management body. But since then, we have not actually sat down to look at the electoral process in general and decided on what things we need to do differently. So that's why I'm saying that I would have loved to see a situation where we set up an electoral reform commission this time around, so that that body will then take its time to pick information, suggestions, and every other thing that is possible to come out with a report that will be more complete, more holistic, and that will carry us for another long period like the 1968.